Avery will be turning 5 months soon. She's getting so big and it is so much fun. She's now turning over. She can grab at things. She can pick things up. She's just exploring everything. It's just so fun. Her hair is lightening up. We have this crazy mohawk every single day. She's just, and we got the bald spot. Crib. I got a, what was it? Silk crib sheet in hopes that it would not cause that issue. Never worked. She's got too crazy of a head when she sleeps. Don't ya? Don't ya? Well, anyways, these past 5 months have been all over the place. Newborn stage, I loved. And then 4 months sleep regression, so rough. Oh my God. That was really hard. 4 months sleep regression, and we accidentally at the same time moved her to her crib. So it was a big transition for all of us. It was rough. But now we're on to almost 5 months. She's going on her first vacation soon. We're going to Mexico soon, which is really exciting. And she'll be eating solid food soon, which is really cool. And since we are rounding out almost 6 months with this little girl, I wanted to share the things that I used the most in the last 6 months. It's crazy how something can be so helpful and so amazing, and then it kind of fades out pretty quickly. But these things have been life-changing and very helpful. Ready to get into it? Let's get into it. Yeah. We're even getting close to sitting on our own. Look at that. Woohoo! You're getting so good. She's the best. She's the best at cheese balling. Okay, one of the number one things we used from the start, thankfully our neighbor gave us it to borrow for a few months. It was a swing. It swung her back and forth. We tried the Mamaroo and that was just way too slow. Avery likes to move. She wants to move at all times. She does not like sitting still. So this swing would swing her back and forth, and babies aren't supposed to nap in it. She napped in it, okay? We were there with her the entire time, never taking our eyes off her. She was sitting right next to us, but it was the only thing she would sleep in. She wouldn't sleep in anything else. So it was our lifeline. It saved us. It was fantastic. And it was a Graco one, and it was pretty cheap. I think it was like $60 maybe. Could be lying, but it was a cheap swing. It wasn't anything fancy like the Mamaroo that she didn't like. Swing saved us. Now let me show the other one. Now I'm here in our guest bedroom because I have our Snoo all boxed up and ready to give back to our friend who let us borrow this. So I was gonna rent the Snoo because the Snoo is very expensive, and purchasing it felt like, oh my God, this is so much money on a bassinet that we don't know if she's even gonna like or use. And luckily a friend was like, hey, you can just borrow mine. Game changer. It was awesome. So once we were able to get Avery out of the swing, she was lying down in the Snoo. She just didn't want to lie down flat, I think because she was really colicky, but lying down flat wasn't great for her. So finally we moved her into the Snoo after 2 months. So we had her in the Snoo for 2.5 months and she loved it. It worked great for her. So the Snoo moves back and forth, it shifts back and forth. And then as your baby starts to fuss, starts to cry, it speeds up and oftentimes can soothe them back to sleep. It didn't really work for her that way. When she was up, but it did work once with soothing her to sleep. And that was, once is a million times. It's fantastic when it saves you. But the Snoo was fantastic for her. We put her in it at 2 months to 4.5 months. And then I decided I wanted to move her to the crib because we're going to be traveling soon. And so I wanted to get her into a crib so she was comfortable with that and didn't need the movement or the sounds in the Snoo to soothe her to sleep. So we did the crib move, and man, that was not so fun. But the Snoo is awesome. I think you can put them in it from day one, and I think it goes up to 6 months depending on the size of your baby. But it's called the Snoo Smart Sleeper, and it is very smart and it worked like a charm. Highly recommend it. Not every baby loves it, but if you can rent it, if you can put it on your registry of whatever, it was fantastic. Almost from day one, we started using the Hatch sound machine. So you can use it with your phone and you can change the color on it and change the sound. So I always put it on white noise, and then I do it on a red light, because it doesn't mess with your circadian rhythm. And so I turn that really nice and low now that she's past her 3 months. She's almost 5 months now. And so I put it on a red light so she can kind of still see her surroundings in the room. But this is just great for changing light. You can change it so as your child gets older, like say you want them not to get out of bed or their crib until a certain time, and you can tell them once it changes to blue, that's when you can get up. And then they know. I've just heard that with other people, but you can see all the different sounds and colors. Then you can just have it as a little nightlight. This is really great if you put it on your changing table, if you have to change your, Avery's screaming in the background, if you have to change your baby in the middle of the night, putting it on red light so you can still see things, but then it's not going to mess with their circadian rhythm, like I said before. But we've used this Hatch nightlight since day one and we love it. Now, once Avery got a little bit older and was just more aware and seeing things, everything that I read said you got to get blackout curtains and make sure no light is coming in. And we live in the city, so it's really bright all around our neighborhood. It's not very dark. So I got these travel curtains, or not curtains, they're like travel sheets almost, and you can cut them to your specificity. So to the size of your window. And if you're traveling, you can take them with you. Now, let's see. You can see here at the corner, they just stick on these little sticky pieces, and you can just stick them onto your window and they stay in place. And they come with a ton of sticky pads. And so you can easily take them off and then take the sheets with you. I don't know if they're called sheets, but you know what I mean. You can take those with you and you can put them in any room that your baby is staying in. So we travel to Mexico soon and I will take these with me. And so we can just black it out in there and it's not distracting. And so she can get her naps in. And putting the blackout curtains has been really helpful. Do I think it's like a smoking gun at working perfectly for sleep? No, but it's just one of those things that tells them, okay, it's nighttime, especially during the day when they need to be napping. Okay, it's time to turn off, and these really help. Now, when we stopped using the Snoo, we put Avery in her crib and she was just not comfortable. I think it was just things felt too open. She didn't want to be in her swaddle. She wanted her arms out. We didn't know what to do. And we found the Dreamland weighted sleep sack. This thing is a game changer. So they have different ones that you can do swaddle, you can do the arms in. We got the transitional one. So it still wraps around her chest, but then her arms can be out, but then it gives the weight, kind of like a weighted blanket. And so one thing that was helpful is then she can't turn over. At this point, she's not strong enough. And before she was turning over and then being on her stomach and then not wanting to be there and crying. And so we were up every 20 minutes. And now she just stays put. She has this weighted blanket on her and she loves it. So once we transitioned out of the Snoo and into the crib, this game-changing swaddle really helped us out and she loves it. It's like, I don't know, I want a weighted blanket on me all the time. And so as soon as we put her in that, she knows it's time to nap and she knows it's time to go to sleep. She does exactly that. So we love this one. Now we've talked about a million things that are all about sleep, because obviously sleep is like what everyone's looking for with a newborn or a 4-month-old or a 6-month-old. So we've covered that. Now let's talk about movement. Let's talk about play. Let's talk about getting places. And that is where this carrier has been the greatest gift that's ever given to me. It is the Artipop carrier. I think that's how you say it. And this carrier is very expensive. And so people are always writing on Instagram, they're like, is it actually worth it? And I want to say, yes, 100%. So I have a couple different carriers. I have the baby Bjorn, which I used for Avery when she was first born. And then I didn't know that I could use the Artipop pretty much right away because she was big enough for it. And I think when newborns are maybe under 7 pounds, you gotta wait till they're 7 pounds. But Avery was born 7 pounds, so we could put her in it right away. And this carrier is the most comfortable carrier you will ever wear. It's so comfortable on your back. If you've ever worn a carrier with the front-facing carrier or your baby in the front, your back gets so tired. You're just like, oh, I think thinking about it right now, it hurts my shoulders. Well, the Artipop doesn't make you feel like that. The carrier is so much more comfortable. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the padding in the shoulders or just how it's lined up around the waist. I have no idea, but it is so freaking comfortable. I think it's gonna run you like $350. So this would be a great registry item because it's expensive, but it is the best carrier and it's beautiful. It's so much more beautiful than any of the other carriers out there. They have a ton of different fabrics and I use mine every single day. Avery and I have pretty much walked every single day other than the super cold days, but I can walk 4 hours in this and not be uncomfortable in the shoulders. It's the best carrier. I love it. She loves it. It's comfortable for her. And it's our little time together. Okay, last but not least, the Duna. The Duna is a game changer. I don't know how people don't have this stroller. It's the best. We put it on our registry and we got it from our registry. Highly recommend it. So it is a car seat that also turns into a stroller. So you can take it out of your car, unlatch it and legs pop out and then it turns into a stroller. And so it doesn't have any of the like fun whistles and what is that called? Like buttons and whistles or I don't, whatever. Like you don't have compartments to store stuff. So it's not great for that, but it is so great for travel because not only can you use it in your normal car with the base, but then you can also travel with it and you don't need the base. So you don't have to take that with you when you're traveling, which I didn't even know this part at first until my girlfriend who just traveled with her baby told me. She's like, all you need is the Duna. It's the Duna. You can use the car seat in a car with no base. The seatbelt goes around it and tightens it up. It's so easy. I did it with our nanny the other day. It's a game changer. But having a car seat that turns into a stroller so you don't have to carry your car seat everywhere, I don't know how moms did it for so long. Like, especially when our doctors tell us like not to lift over what, 5 pounds or something after birth. It's like, wait, how am I supposed to carry a car seat? Let's not get into that. Okay, let's just talk about the Duna and how it is the best thing out there. Hands down, love it. You gotta have it. Obviously, everybody's must-haves for their babies are totally different. This is just what has worked for us and what we have loved. As you can tell, it's Christmas over here. But I hope this helps you figure out what maybe you want on your registry or what maybe you're missing that could help you out. Obviously, these aren't just absolute musts, but they are musts for us and we have loved them. So hopefully it helps you and your registry or maybe for a friend coming up for a baby shower or a birthday present or Christmas or whatever. But don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and I have a few more coming up that I think you're gonna like.